Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is not looking good. All right, let's just be honest here. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Gameplay you're watching is graciously from Charlie Intel on Twitter, so go check him out, I guess. I assume most of you guys, if you're watching this channel, you guys probably know who the hell Charlie Intel is, but if not, yeah, this is where the gameplay is from. All gameplay today. I think he's got a long gameplay here on the Forge and then a shorter gameplay on Blackheart, I want to say. And so, yeah, I think these are also maps that we should be able to see come the beta. And so, speaking of the beta, let's just get right into it. The early access beta, we got 4 multiplayer maps. We're going to start with 3, and then the fourth one comes out on October 3rd. Starting us off here, we have the Forge, we have Cortex, Imprint, and then on October 3rd, we get Exposure, as well as we get Zombies Survival Mode, Van Horn Farm, which is going to be a limited time of thing beginning on October 3rd. So to get early access to the beta, you have to pre-order on any platform, and then you get early access. I'm pretty sure the whole streaming thing works as well, where you like tune in for a stream for like an hour or something like that, and you get a code. I think that still works. That might not be the case anymore. I also just heard, let's talk about this. Game Pass, bro. Game Pass is upping the monthly charge from $10 a month to $30 a month. Brother, what are we doing? This has got to be one of the biggest L's in gaming history, dude, because a day before the Call of Duty the newest Call of Duty beta drops, they're going to triple the price. And if you thought that like you could get away with, you know, playing older Call of Duties or stuff like that, like any Call of Duty title is now essentially you have to pay $30 for, which is just terrible, right? It's just trash. It's just, what are we doing? You know, like Call of Duty is already struggling enough as it is. We don't need to add more and more paywalls and break up the community even more. It's just rough. It's a sad state of affairs here. Personally, I don't think you're missing out. If you're kind of on the fence about Black Ops 7, I would not pre-order the game just to play the beta. You know, I would tune into some real streamers, real content creators like myself, like Blame Truth and Nero Cinema, right? Like I would tune into some real content creators versus whoever the hell you saw at COD Next and whoever you think is, you know, supposedly telling you the truth. Oh my God, you know, these guys aren't standing on any sort of business. These guys don't want any of the smoke, right? They're dodging all fades. They're not in it for the love of the game. They're in it for the paycheck. They're in it for the Activision glory. Me, on the other hand, I'm out here for the love of the game, guys. You know, these videos could get like 100 views. These could get like 10,000 views. It don't matter. I'm still uploading, you know, because I have a passion for Call of Duty and I have a passion for content, essentially. And well, I mean, nowadays, having a passion for Call of Duty is kind of like thinking McDonald's like the most tasty food ever. It's like maybe it used to be good when you were like younger or something like that, but nowadays it's like, you know, there's a lot of better stuff out there, but you know, we'll have to see. Mainly Battlefield 6, hoping it's good, right? But of course, that again remains to be seen here. Anyway, the beta is supposedly dropping tonight when you guys are watching this, because you guys are watching this video on Thursday, and I believe it'll be October 2nd. Yes, which is where the beta is going to be dropping, most likely at night. I think if they're smart, they'll drop it a little earlier, and if they're really smart, they'll extend it. But you know, we'll see how smart Call of Duty is. They just nickel and dimed half the player base on Steam because of Game Pass. So again, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I titled this video a certain way because actually, before I even get into that, let me show you guys this quick look at a couple of things I found on Twitter. So first off, it's Tim the Tatman reacting to Scump, essentially, who's getting blasted by a sniper. Now, after doing some research, just a regular sniper. This is a kill streak and it costs 950 score, so it's not like any noob can just pick this up. You kind of have to earn it. I get that, but just look at how broken and OP it is. Essentially, you know, if you watch the clip, you can literally just see people through walls and just beam them. I just think anything with a wall mechanic, it's just gonna piss people off, you know, especially like noobs or people who don't know how to use like certain kill streaks, or who are never good enough to get certain kill streaks. Like, it's just gonna piss people off. They're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna want to leave the game, leave the franchise, and I just don't see how this is like good for business. I don't see how it's good for people to enjoy. People aren't gonna enjoy this. That's just the way I'm seeing it. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's OP. It looks very broken. Maybe they'll nerf it, you know, come the game or whatever. We'll have to see. The other thing I want to show you guys is this clip that's been floating around about how essentially, you know, this person thinks that Call of Duty is charging $80, $70 for essentially a reskin of a game. And they show this comparison here. Honestly, they're not half wrong. You know, the sniping clip looks very, very similar. I mean, what can we expect here, right? It's literally the same developer. I'm not saying that's a pass. I'm not giving them an excuse, but what are we supposed to do here, right? Is Call of Duty supposed to magically look super different after 17, 18 years of this? And back-to-back developers are being the same thing. Like, are we expecting it to be super catastrophically different? I don't know, man. I just don't think we should be. Again, not excusing it, but if you thought that it was going to be wildly different, like, I don't know what you were expecting. And again, I said this in yesterday's video, but if you liked Black Ops 6, which a lot of people did like the core gameplay of it, I think a lot of the matchmaking and maps and stuff like that was bad, but the gameplay, the gunplay, the way the streaks work, stuff like that, like none of that stuff was like awful. Perks and streaks and equipment, like none of that stuff was like inherently broken. They did a decent job balancing it. So I think a lot of the casual fan base who, you know, stuck around for a majority of Black Ops 6 probably is going to end up playing Black Ops 7, you know, a decent amount. I just wanted to show you guys those two quick clips here I found on Twitter. By the way, go check out my Twitter if you haven't already. I am tweeting a lot about the Call of Duty game that's dropping soon. So yeah, if you want to hear my honest thoughts like right after a game or something like that and you don't want to wait for a video, go follow me there. I titled this video for a reason, right? Why is everybody hating on Black Ops 7? And it's pretty obvious, but I just want to show you guys a couple of tweets here. So first off is from this dude ADO. He goes, after 45 seconds of Black Ops 7 gameplay, I can confidently say I'm excited for Battlefield 6, right? He doesn't really say much, but you kind of get the gist of it. 80,000 views. This dude, he's not a small guy, you know, he's verified and stuff like that. I just think that a lot of people nowadays understand what we're getting into, right? This is not our first rodeo of like, oh man, this game looks so fun. Look at how colorful the maps are. Wow, we get so much content. No, we know what all the content is going to be plagued by. We know skill-based matchmaking is going to be a thing. We know there's some sneaky algorithms that are going to be messing with your connection. Disbanding lobbies is not a thing. You know, like all this stuff we know already, right? It is not our first rodeo. Like, I don't know, veteran Call of Duty players don't want this smoke, right? They already know what we're going to be through. They already know what's going to happen, essentially. Another reply to a tweet, this guy named Bemused, he says, not falling for a BO6 reskin, just pre-order Battlefield 6. That's kind of the sentiment, right? Everybody you know is just like, I'm not falling for this. You know, if I have to spend like 70, 80 bucks a year this time, it's going to be on Battlefield. It's going to be on a game that feels more polished, that feels like a AAA title versus a game that we just kind of played last year. I think that they as Treyarch, they really messed up. You know, the more I think about it, the more I dwell on it, it really wasn't a good idea to just have back-to-back titles and call it back-to-back the same thing. And, you know, to use the same color palette. Like literally both games are orange. Both games have like 6 or 7 Roman numerals. Like you have to like squint to see, you know, what game are we playing this time, right? Versus even in Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, you know, the 2022, 2023 versions, you know, they went from a green border to like a red border, and they advertised like brand new returning maps, right? Like more colorful and all that stuff. They emphasized that stuff. They had some certain selling points that, again, they fixed Modern Warfare 2's main problems, which was like the maps and the slow movement. They fixed all that stuff and they made a pretty good game. Again, I think Modern Warfare 3 2023 is probably the best Call of Duty game we've had since Black Ops 4. That's just my take on it, though. Can Black Ops 7 deliver? Can it live up to the hype? I just don't think so right now, because first off, there's barely any hype to begin with. I don't know anybody who is super excited. And if anybody is super excited, I don't know if they're sticking with this game. You know, maybe they're just hyped because they think it'll fix all of Black Ops 6's problems and faults, and you know, to a degree it probably will, but is that worth $70? Like, is that worth $80? I don't know. A lot of people are just saying it's a DLC, it's a reskin, and again, they can't be too like far off here. Last tweet I want to show you comes from Marcellus Wallace. He goes, COD really needs to release games every 2 to 3 years. Quality over quantity would be massive for the brand and future of COD. And I think this is very, very smart. I think this is absolutely true, absolutely necessary, right? There is no drawback to them taking their time and making games other than the fact that they're not going to make as much money. But guess what? In the long run, people are going to play your game more. You're going to have a positive reception versus anytime you launch something, you just get hit with downvotes and, you know, a bunch of people just complaining. Like, you know, you don't have to do that. You know, there's a certain degree of truth when you say like too big to fail, I guess, right? You're kind of too big to fail, but guess what? This year, like Battlefield 6 is a thing. Battlefield 6 is going to be a threat, and I wouldn't say you're too big to fail. I think if there was no competition, which there basically has been non-existent competition in the FPS genre for the past like 5-6 years, you know, aside from like X Defiant or something like that, there really hasn't been much that would take a lot of people from Call of Duty. But I think this year, guys, they should be a little scared. They should be definitely nervous. I keep talking about this, and it's for good reason. The last thing I want to talk about here is this picture about Mr. Dalek JD. And if you don't know who he is a zombies Call of Duty YouTuber. And so when he was flown out to COD Next, he was trying to play zombies. Now you might be wondering who the hell this random dude is to his right. And this actually is one of the developers. I don't know his name, but basically while Mr. Dalek JD is playing Call of Duty, he's playing zombies, he's not even finished with the game. This developer comes in, gets this close to him, and essentially says, "We need you on Warzone." How messed up is this situation? Just think about it, right? You are a professional, let's say you're a professional tennis player, right? You're pro at tennis, and then you get invited to like the best tennis tournament ever, right? And then once you get there, you're playing a match, you know, on TV, a million people are watching you, and then somebody taps you like in the middle of your match. You're not even done playing your current game, and they go, "Hey, we need you on pickleball." They're like, "Hey, we need you on volleyball." And you're just like, "Brother, what are you talking about? Like, I spent my whole life training for this. I flew here for this. I signed papers. I collected paychecks, and I shilled out for tennis. And then you're making me switch because you think pickleball is more popular now. You think volleyball is more popular now." That's essentially what's happening to this dude right here. Like, imagine being a zombies player, being forced to play Warzone because the developers are saying you have to, and it's on camera for everybody to see. And you look at how close this dude gets to Mr. Dalek JD too. Like, look at how close. It's like uncomfortable, man. I'm not even comfortable just like having this picture on the screen. Get this out of here. Guys, Call of Duty is just so down bad. It's abysmal, right? At this point, it's just bad. There's no other words to describe it. Black Ops 7 might be fun for a bit, we'll see, but the trajectory, the hype is just essentially non-existent, man. Again, I don't know a single content creator who isn't paid off or at COD Next who's like, "Yeah, I'm super hyped for that." Again, I have a content creator video that's coming, that's in the works, so I'm working on that, and I'll release that pretty soon. But yeah, that's it for this video, man. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We got Black Ops 7 content coming out very soon, as well as possibly some Battlefield 6 if the game is fun enough to me. So yeah, leave a comment in the comment section down below. What do you think about Black Ops 7? Go ahead and rate it in the comment section down below out of 10. Personally, from the looks of it, I think it's probably gonna be like a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10 Call of Duty game right now. Like, I don't have the super high hopes that I once did, but let me know in the comment section, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.